Morning, Coach.
How we doing?
Doing great. Well, we know who's not here, so is Lambos going to make his NHL debut?
He will.
What do you know about him? What do you see about him from training camp, and what can he be?
Well, I think he's a good young developing player. He's a strong kid. He's got good mobility. He competes hard. I think he can move the puck. So it'd be good. I think he's earned the opportunity. He's played for a while for us, and I thought he had a good training camp for us. So I'm excited to see him play tonight.
Can we get the long list of injury updates? Hunt obviously on IR, so it's serious.
Yeah, Hunt, I don't, obviously IR.
Will it be like week-to-week injury? Or?
I wouldn't classify it yet as week-to-week. I still think he got, we just got to let something settle down and see how he'll be. I think it's one of those ones where then 48 hours after, you'll kind of see if it's going to be.
Is it like Charlie horse?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Okay, who else we got? So Mizzy's skating. Zuccarello is skating. Hinestroza is skating. Bogo is not skating. Brodin is skating. And Johansson is not skating.
Okay. Anybody potential for this weekend? Or?
Yeah, there could be potential. I think depending on how today goes and tomorrow goes.
Okay.
I would think that we would probably have some guys possibly for the weekend.
Okay, good. Have you seen? I feel like we ask you this all the time, but
in our time together, this is all we know.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like though that this year it's just we've never seen it on the back end like this.
Yeah. I would say over the course of 2.5 years now that it's been injury after injury. This one is. I don't think we've had seven guys out at one time, but.
After trading 3 guys off the roster.
The situation is what it is, but I think that right now I think when you get strong goaltending, you play a strong team game, you're tight defensively, and I think right now from an offensive perspective, I would say over the last week or so, I think we've done a much better job of getting to the inside offensively and being able to be harder to play against from an offensive perspective, regardless of who's in the lineup. So. Unfortunately, we do have the injury situation for those players, but I do think that the team chemistry and the commitment level that we're playing with has helped us, overcome that.
Yep. Uwe Kubel is somebody that the last couple games really feels like he's playing a really strong team game. Lots of great plays both sides of the puck.
I agree. I think he's come up and he's played strong. I think he's offensively he's being able to generate and made some plays. I think defensively he's been solid. I think even the Washington game, I think he had 3 huge shot blocks, and that's what you need. These guys that come up and played well, and they're committing to those areas, the shot blocking and the defensive part. But then on the other side, particularly him, I think he's contributing from an offensive perspective, and looks like that line. I like that line the other night. Moose, Trenny, and Hartman and Kubel.
With your he popped last game, John, but his game's been coming. How have you seen his game grow here from camp to where we are now?
I would say that I think he's much more comfortable. He's more of an abrasive player now. I think in the confrontational areas of the game, I think he's expecting, more confrontations. He's ready for it. He's more willing. Much better in the face-off circle. He's put some time and effort into that with Sturmy and our assistant coach Jason King have spent some time with him, so improvement there. And then I would say from an offensive perspective, I just think more and more comfort level of understanding, how the game is played. But I just think personal confidence is continuing to grow from an offensive side with him.
Werenski, what did you learn of? I mean, obviously he's been an incredible player for a long time, but what did you learn about him at the Four Nations?
Just you get to know those guys more as a person. I think what makes them tick. Very focused, sharp, very attentive to the game and what needs to be done, and competitive. I had him at the World Championships as well a couple of years ago. He's got this calm, competitive fire. He doesn't get razzled. He's kind of more of a quiet kid, very well spoken, but he's a determined, competitive guy.
Will you be able to appreciate seeing both of them on the ice, Quinn and him on the ice tonight at all, while the game's going on? Yeah.
You have two of the more dynamic defensemen in the league. Both guys present challenges. Quinn presents challenges for Columbus, and Z presents challenges for us, obviously, with not only I think their physical abilities, but just tendencies that they have and their ability to create offense that is difficult to defend.
Anything else? Thanks, John.
It's amazing that